First query says that list all the list all the student details studying in fourth semester C section. I need to list all the we have a student entity, right? We have to list means in the output we have to take all the attributes of the student entity as a result. So list all the student details studying in fourth semester, right? C section. Specifically, we have to take the student information who are studying in fourth semester, specifically in C section, right? So, in order to list all the student information, nothing but from the student table, instead of giving all the attribute name like USN, student name, address, phone, gender, right? To avoid that one, we have a asterisk symbol. This asterisk symbol indicates that whatever the attributes are there related to that table, all those attributes will be displayed as a result. So in select yes dot star, yes is the alias name we have given to the student table. So student alias, we can give a student dot star, or we can give student yes dot star, because yes is the alias name we have assigned for the student entity or the student table. So yes dot star comma ss dot sem, because in this table, in the student table, we don't have a sem attribute, but we need information of about sem also. This sem is in different table. In other table we have a sem information, so that is in semsec info. In this table we have a sem attribute value. So semsec followed with alias name ss, so ss dot sem, then ss dot sec. This section is also there in the class, so class C section, right? Select yes dot star in order to retrieve all the student information, retrieve all the attributes which is there in the student table. That's why we're going to use star here. Then ss dot sem, I need information of the sem also, so sem information is there in the semsec, that's why I'm giving in semsec attribute here. Then ss dot sec, this is in the semsec only, so section is there in the semsec. Okay, next, where s dot usn equal to c dot usn. Here in this select class, I have not given any attribute which is there in the class table. All these values, all these attribute information I can get from student and semsec. Then why have given class? Because I need section information. I need section information. So this is section information to compare with the student table. So I have to take the class table also. So class C, then the student yes, means I have to compare the student information with the class information. There I will get the semester information and the section information. The comparison I will get. Okay. Then so where s dot usn equal to c dot usn. This is the first condition we have to check. If this condition satisfies, we have one more condition. ss dot ssid, nothing but semsec section id should be equal to class section id. Then after that we have to check another condition. In this query we are going to compare, we are going to check three conditions. One is usn equal to usn, that is in between the student and the class table. Then one more condition we are going to check, that is ssid and the ssid in between semsec and the class. And sem should be 4th sem and section should be 6th section. Okay, once these two conditions satisfies, in this condition we are going to compare, we are going to check another two conditions. When sem is 4 and sec is 6, right? So we're going to start with the values now. S dot usn equal to c dot usn, right? So means student and class table we have to check now. Student table usn value is what? 1 rn 13 cs 20. You just leave this one, you take last three values 0 2 0, right? 0 2 0 is equal to, check with the class table. So 0 2 0 with the class table, check here 0 2 0, both are equal. First condition is completed. First this condition is satisfied. After this condition we have to check one more condition. This ssid equal to ssid, that is in between semsec and the class, right? So in between section ID and the class. So section ID is what? CSC 8A. This is for 020 USN number. 020 USN number. Section ID is CSC 8A. You have to compare with the class here. 020 section ID is what? CSC 8A. You compare section ID in between. We're comparing between sex and the class here. Both conditions are equal. Now these two conditions are equal now. Here 020 equal to 020 between student and class, both are equal. Next here CSC 8A, CSC 8A, both are equal. Now we have to check the condition. Third condition is what? On the compared value, sum is 4, sec is 3. Right? So here 020 CSC 8A, we have to compare now. Where now we have to check whether the sum is here SS dot sum equal to 4. We have to compare in the SEMSEC, right? So SEMSEC CSC 8A, it is correct. Both sides it is compared. It is true now. Comparison is true. Next sum is what? 8. Then section is what? A. But your condition is what? Sum is 4. Section is C. Right? Even though these two conditions satisfies, but these two conditions is not satisfying. So that value we are not considering. That information is not correct to according to this query. So we have to check with the next value. Next value is what? Again student in between student and class table. Next is what? 020. It is done. Right? In class table again, do we have same value here? 020? No. So we have to take the next value. 062. Next 062 is what? Yeah, 0 to 62 here. So again condition is equal. Now comparison, we're comparing between the class and student. We got the both condition are equal now. Next we have to check the section ID between the SEMSEC and the class. Section ID is what? CSC 8B, because we are taking the second value 062. For 062, what is the value here? CSC 8A. Section ID for 062. What is the section ID? CSC 8A. So CSC 8A again 8 and that is sum is 8 and section is 8. But according to our query, the sum should be 4, section should be C. Right? Like this, we have to compare the each value. We have to compare. We're going to compare the student and class. If it is equal, it's going to compare the section ID between the class and the SEMSEC. After, if both conditions are equal, it's going to check with the sum and section. Sum should be 4 and section should be C. Right? So if we compare like this, each value, it will take 15 to 20 minutes now. So what we will do, what we need, what is our requirement? Sum should be 4 semester. Section should be C. So 4 and C. Where in the SEMSEC we got this value 4 and C. So what is the SS ID here? CSC 4C. CSC 4C. This section ID is having in the SEM 4th and C section. So CSC 4C. We have to check CSC 4C from which student ID, which USN is having CSC 4C. CSC 4C is having for 15 CS 091. 15 CS 091. Here 15 CS 091. Who is the student name? So this condition is true for this student. That whole conditions will get satisfied. One is USN number should be, it will equal between the student and the class table, and section ID is also it will be equal between SEMSEC and the class table. Later, after these two satisfying, again we are going to check with the SEM and section. For this table, for this record, all the condition of the first query will get satisfied. Right? So 91 Santosh Mangalore. This is a phone number and the gender is male. This result you will get as the result for the first query. USN, first name, address, phone, gender. Till here it is the attribute list of the student table. Then SEM 4th section is C. This is the only one student is having or in the 4th SEM C section. We can see here. Section 4C. 4C don't have anywhere. We don't have a section 4C, right? CSC 4C. Only for this student we'll get the result for this query. If we compare between student and class for the entire table here, so the result will get till here. We will get the result here. So we have to compare all these values. Then you're going to get this result, right, for the first query. Okay, this is regarding the first query. So for first query, we're going to take the tuple information, means attribute information of the student table, then the sem sec table and the sec table. Sorry, sec attribute, because these sem and sec are they going to take from the section table, because I need the information of the fourth semester and C section student information. Okay, in order to compare why. Now after explanation of this query, now you can able to understand why we have given the class here, right? In order to compare, compare the section ID, right? In order to compare section ID means which student are in fourth semester and C section, right? That information we have in the class C, that is in the class table. That is the reason we have taken the class, even though we are not retrieving any information from this class table. For comparison, we need this entity class. That's why we are adding in the from table. Okay, where SSN equal to S dot USN equal to C dot USN and SS dot SSID equal to C dot SSID and sem equal to 4 and section equal to C. Right? Only this tuple, this student is in the fourth semester and C section. Okay, this is regarding first query. Now, second query. Compute the total number of male and female students in each semester and in each section. Now we have to take the count. Number of students, how many of the students in each section or in each semester are male and how many are female. We have to take the number of count. Right? In fourth semester C section, 1 male or 2 female. Right? These values, how we will get? How we going to insert the values to the table? Depending upon that, we are going to get this result, right? So while we are inserting the value to the table, we have to see that we have to mention female, male for each semester and 1 male, 1 female. That is why we have inserted too many values here. See the subject table, we have inserted so many values, right? Because these many values, after inserting these many values, we are getting the result here, right? If we try to add according to our result, how we are going to insert the values of table, according to that we will get the result, right? So this query demands that we have to insert the female and male information while inserting in the table, right? That gender attribute is there in the student table. So while inserting the value to the student, so we have to see that for each semesters, either a male or female should be minimum, should be 1 or 2 should be there. That value should be there. Then only we'll get the result for this query. Okay. Select ss.sem, ss.sec, s.gender, then count of s.gender, because we are going to compute the total number of male and female. Nothing but we are applying an aggregate function. Right, this is aggregate function, right? This aggregate function, built-in function, we are applying on the attribute gender, right? How many are there? As count means in the output, right? This value comes under which column name, right? What column name we need, that column name we can give here. We can use a count here, or we can give age, sorry, not age, sex here, or we can directly give gender. Right, so whatever you can give, that will be displayed to this particular output for this result, right? So count s.gender has count. I taken it as a count, so that value, this column name, this attribute name will be displayed for this particular result, right? So this is not mandatory that we have to do count only. This is not an aggregate function. This is not an aggregate built-in function. This is just a name. Okay, then from student table, some sec, then the class. All these the attribute are trying to retrieve from the student, sem sec and the class table, where s.usn equal to c.usn and ss.sid equal to c.ssid. Means we are trying to compare the USN number between the class and student table. After this, if it is equal, next we have to check the SSID between the SEMSEC and the class. The same comparison as we did in the previous query, in the first query, right? There also we are comparing USN between the class and the student table and the class and the SEMSEC. Because of same, we are going to take the semester and the section. The semester information, section information is there in between the class and the student, that is SEMSEC. That is the reason we are going to comparing the class and the section ID, SEMSEC there, right? We're just comparing. We're going to compare the first value. After comparing, see the same thing, right? Student and class. Compare the first attribute, first value here. Student table 0 to 0, in the class 0 to 0, section ID is CSE 8A, then in the SEMSEC CSE 8A. So first condition is satisfied. In between those two tables, conditions are satisfying, right? After satisfying, what is the next condition? Group by ss.sem, ss.sec, s.gender. You are not going to group by the single attribute. You are going to group by the three values, by comparing or grouping by three attribute values, right? So see here, I just taken 5 records here. 0 to 0, that is first tuple, first record in between the student and the SEMSEC table. 0 to 0, 0 to 0 in the class table. Then the section ID is what? CSE 8A. Here in the SEMSEC CSE 8A. This condition is satisfied, correct? See, 0 to 0 equal to 0 to 0, 0 to 0. Condition is satisfied. First condition is satisfied here. Second, CSE 8 equal to CSE 8A. Second condition satisfied. Third, group by SEMSEC. Then ss.sec, s.gender. So SEM is what? 8th, right? SEM is 8th. Section is A. Then gender is male. For first one, right? See. M8, section A, second is male, gender is male. Okay. Then second tuple now, right? 062 here in the class table, the CSE 8A, then CSE 8A. Again 8th semester, section A, gender is what for second one? Female, correct? Now for second query, the second tuple 8A female, right? According, then consider third one, right? Third one. Third is 91, right? Then for 91 here, CSE 8C, right? CSE 8C is what? 8 and C. 8C for 91 here, female. Like this, I just compare the 5 values here. 8CF, then 66 for in between these two USN number, and this is the SSID and section, SEM section and gender. 8BF 010 CSE 7A, CSE 7A, 7AM, right? We have to compare. We have this, all these three is going to be compared in between all the USN number, right? Like this. After this one, it's going to take the count, right? 8AM, right? 8AM, one time. Either we have 8AM here, no, only one time. So count is 1. Count is 1. How it will take? SEM, section, gender. 8AM, see it is there. 8AM count is 1. After comparing all the USN number according to this query, only one time, nothing but one student is there in the 8A section. Her gender is what? Male. So count is 1. When it comes to 7AM, the count is 2, indicating that in 7 SEM, A section and in gender, male, right? 2 males are there in the 7A, right? So here 7AM we have got. 7AM is one time we have got. Another time we have to check in between any other tuple, means USN number, we will get one more 7AM. They're going to take the count as 2 there. Okay, after like how I have shown here, it's going to compare with the each USN number. Later, it's going to count the SEM section and the gender, SEM section and gender, right? SEM, actually it will take it as SCC and here it is as gender because you are taking it as sec and gender. So here they are just taken as S and G. Okay, however we given in the select clause, that attribute name will be displayed here. Okay, SEM, sec, gender, right? How it is going to take the count, number of count it will take, and the count will be assigned here as the result. This is the second query. One more condition is what? Order by SEM. Order by SEM, right? First, third semester, next fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. However, we have given assigned the value in the table. According to that, it is going to take the value here. Going to assign order by SEM. It's going to order in the SEM, third SEM, fourth SEM, seventh semester, and eighth semester. Eighth semester will be the last year. Okay, after performing all these things, it's going to order the result according to the SEM attribute values. Okay, this is regarding second query. Okay, the third one, creative view of test 1 marks of student USN. You just given the USN number there in all subjects. Okay, we have to create a view for this particular student only for test 1 marks. Okay, this student or whatever the test 1 marks he has got in all subjects, we have to retrieve that value, right? They clearly they have mentioned we have to use the view. So view, why we need to use the view? In order to take a particular column value, right? In order to take the particular column value, we're going to use the view keyword. After retrieving the value, that is going to be stored at the some buffer space. The result will show at the buffer space. Once the result is executed, once the result is displayed to the client or the user, that value will get vanished or it will get discarded from the buffer. It will get vanished from the buffer, right? That is the main use of view. Create view test marks has. So test marks is the view name we have given. Create view test mark has. Select test 1 subject code because we need test 1 marks. So test 1 we have a attribute value in the IM marks. So test 1 and subject code both are there in the IM marks table where USN equal to 1 RN 13 CS 091. This is the result for the 091 student because in IM marks we are assigned only for one student, 091 for all subjects, all 5 subjects. So 15, 12, 19, 20, 15. These values according along with the subject code it will be displayed. See here, 15, 12, 19, 20, 15 along with the subject code. Right? So whatever which student information, for example, while inserting the value to this IM marks or to this table, IM marks table, if you give any other value, any other USN number, that USN number you have to specify. You have to give here in the USN part because we're going to retrieve this USN information. What information? Test 1 and subject code information we're retrieving.